Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we are going to do a review of the community stream slides. And boy howdy, it was jam-packed. I did try to live stream it. I apologize to those of you that came. Something was wrong with my settings and it just was not working. My screen was just frozen. Didn't work out very well. So that might be my last attempt to live stream during a community stream. But hopefully my other live streams will still work out fine. But this community stream was wild, and not for the reasons I thought it would be. So I'll just lead off by saying there was no global first character, no Clive, none of that, right? But they did address the issue that we are ahead in a very unique way that kind of just, like, it kind of throws everything out the water now, like the way we've been kind of predicting and doing things. It's almost to the point where I almost wonder if maybe they are trying to catch the games up. Like, it's kind of crazy what they are doing right here. So we're going to talk about it and go through it. Now, the very first thing that they led with was they're bringing out Crystal Quests and Crystal Rooms. This is a newer mechanic that JP got. We are getting this incredibly early, like ridiculously early. So I'm going to do my best to just kind of summarize it in this video. But once it actually releases, and it comes out on the 28th, so it's only like 2 days away. Well, actually, no, today's the 26th, so this is going to come out tomorrow night. So what I'm going to do is once it actually drops, I will make like a tutorial video on it, but I will kind of summarize it here. Essentially what these crystal rooms are is they are each crystal color, and you essentially put points into them, and they are going to buff all characters of that color, and you can kind of equip passives to them, and they will buff every character that is that color. But it's kind of limited on how, like, you can't just grind these out, right? So you have to kind of pick and choose what one you want to do. So what it's going to be is there's going to be a weekly crystal quest, and there's going to be limited numbers of points that you can earn towards your crystal colors, okay? So like right here, they talk about it in a little bit more detail, but they are going to be base points and bonus points. So there's two different types of points that you're going to be earning, and the base points are farmable up to 400, and then the bonus sparkles are you do one-time rewards for specific quests based on the fight level clear, okay? And what's going to happen is, and this is like one of their strategies, I guess, to get you to spend gems, is the quest you get, it's going to be for a specific color, and that's the color you're going to be using, and it's random what color you get. So what they do is they give you a chance to re-roll it, and you can re-roll it once for free, but after that you have to pay gems to re-roll. So what they're going to try to catch is they're going to try to catch players wanting to do a specific color and spending gems to re-roll till they get the color they want. Now, luckily what's going to happen, and it's going to be on a later slide, I think until July 17th, you can re-roll as much as you want for free. So I would really prioritize right now, guys, to choose like your one color that's the most important to you that you want to start on. And I would re-roll for one color now while you can re-roll as much as you want for free. And then once that passes, then you can kind of decide what you want to do. I might research a little bit before I do like my full-blown video on this to kind of maybe give you advice as to what colors you're going to pick. But it's really going to depend on your box, right? Now, like if you're taking every character in the game into account, I think there definitely are some colors that are going to be stronger than others. But you might not have those characters, right? So it's truly going to be unique to every person's box, kind of what colors you want to start with, right? So we'll just keep that in mind, but there's going to be a lot more to this. I will once again do a more detailed video on it, but Crystal Quest coming early, that's kind of a huge thing. Like that's, like nobody was expecting this or talking about this coming this early, right? So the way they talk about it is kind of like these big nodes, and then there's going to be like 4 mini nodes before you unlock the big node. And then the big node gives you an actual crystal that you can equip, and you can see here on the right, like the red one, it says equip 2 out of 3. So like once you earn these passives, you can equip 3 of them. It's kind of like equipping an artifact. And so when this red crystal has like 3 of these kind of new spheres equipped, it's basically equipping that to every red crystal character in your box. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Just think of it as another way to give your character stats and buffs, right? And in terms of how impactful it's going to be, we'll have to see. I know that there's another piece to this that Joshua talked about, that like once you completely max out a crystal, I believe you get a special passive, or like, and it might actually be an ability that your characters can equip, but that isn't going to be released yet. But to prepare for that, I think that's why it is important. I don't think I would scatter and like spread out to a bunch of different colors. I would kind of treat it like how I did Ultima weapons at first, where you really focus on the ones you want, and like I would take the approach of maxing one out before moving on to another one, because then when this new feature releases and we get these special abilities, you're going to have access to some of those right away for certain colors, whereas you don't want to have this thing where you just have a little bit into each crystal but nothing done. That's just my personal opinion in the way that I'm going to handle it, right? There's also something here called a polychromatic sparkle that's on the lower left. They're kind of rainbow colored. Think of these as just like wild points, or like wild sparkles that you can use for any color you want. And one of the community stream rewards is they're giving us 1,000 of these for free, which is a lot. Because considering you can only earn 700 sparkles in a week normally, they're giving us more than a week's worth in wild sparkles immediately. So this is going to give you a jump start on the color that you want to do, which I think is very nice, right? And then it also says this little coupon on the bottom right. Some of these crystal passives you can equip are going to be quite powerful effects. And one of the examples would be like surviving KO attacks, which is very good, right? So yeah, I think it's really exciting. It really does, like, now that Clive wasn't announced here, now it's making me think for sure that, like, yeah, Clive's probably going to be announced either this month or next month for JP. Because now, like, this is one of the things I thought they were going to do to, like, differentiate the JP version of Clive and the global version of Clive. Well, if we're getting this already, I mean, it's kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, you're going to see there is some shenanigans going on and a lot of craziness that really kind of throws everything out the window in terms of planning and predicting, which is good for them and not good for us, right? So we'll get there. So they are doing a special campaign for the Crystal Quest release. Once again, this is already happening tomorrow night. They're going to give us 1,000 of the polychromatic sparkles. And that's included with the stream rewards, so that's there. And then missions to get skip tickets, and gems, which is good. And then this is the big thing here. All the way until July 17th, so for what? Roughly like 10 to 15 days, whatever. Like it's going, or no, it's going to be, yeah, about 18 or 19 days. All Crystal Quest rerolls are free. So you need to take advantage of that and really grind out one color, right? And you're going to have to decide what color you want to do. I'll talk about that when I do a bigger video on it. Okay. So look, we're already what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slides in until they finally talk about like an actual character banner, and it's just a campaign banner. So they haven't even talked about like what the main like first banner is going to be, right? So also jumping in with this is the Summer Festival. Dude, there's going to be so much content. It's crazy. The Summer Festival is starting. So we're getting World of Illusions, the Carbuncle's Treasures, daily hunts, double Radiant Artifact tokens, more Chocobo panel missions, 3 times Psycho Quest rewards, the triple effect items on sale, tons of badges. The summer badges and stickers are all going to be on sale there. Or just stickers, sorry, not badges. There's going to be special co-op quests. There's going to be special campaign draws, 12 first free multi-draws at least on certain banners. Like, just, dude, there's going to be, this is almost anniversary level with the amount of free draws we're getting. And there's another slide that I'm going to show you that's just insane for the amount of free draws we're getting. This was, for there not being like a global first or anything, this is about as hype as it gets because they threw a lot of crazy stuff in here and a lot of unexpected things. So the first unexpected thing here is we are getting a Penelo and Aerith special campaign banner, and this is just like an out of nowhere non-expected return of these characters. And I think I actually just mentioned very recently on a video that if Aerith came back, like, players would be really hype, and even Penelo. These are both characters that people that miss them really want them, and I would say Penelo is still very much worth grabbing even without Echo. And I will say that right now, Penelo is definitely 100% not getting Echo here. Joshua said that. It's just a rerun, and she's good enough to rerun without an Echo. She's ridiculous still. So look forward to that. Okay. Then more Summer Festival stuff. This is the insane slide. This is what makes me think of Anniversary. This is like almost identical to what they did in the Anniversary. So we're getting a free 50+1 draw with a guaranteed BT. They are probably, yep, it actually says it right here. They are going to have an additional version of this in the bundle. Remember, this is going to be like $85. It's ridiculously expensive. I don't think it's worth it. But you'll get the free one, right? Which is awesome. And basically, Ursula's BT is the last BT that'll be on this, and anything that came out before Ursula will be on here. So there's a ton of great stuff you could potentially get on this. And then this part, they're doing a bunch of these banners with featuring certain Final Fantasy games, and you're getting a daily free multi on this. This is just like the anniversary. And so it's 36 free multis. In total, just from what you're seeing on this slide, you're getting nearly 500 free draws. It's crazy. 447 free draws. Absolutely crazy. This is anniversary level, the amount of draws they're giving us. So this is incredibly exciting. Okay. This year is going to be very not exciting to most players. A bunch of bonus rewards, but these are literally only for brand new players. So for players that have not logged in for 60 days, and players who have not cleared Chapter 1 yet. So most players this will not affect, but just know that if you are a newer player, there's a lot of great stuff here for you for free. And it's just to help you get a jump start on the game, and I think these campaigns are good. And as a veteran player, you do not have to feel shafted by this, because you already have so much stuff in the game, right? This is just a way to get a new player jump started in, and I think veterans know like how complex this game has become and how many resources you need for characters now. Like, new players need stuff like this. Like, I'm not going to lie. So I think this is great for new players. I don't think this is a negative at all. You don't need to feel shafted. It's just great for people to get into the game. And that's what we want. If you're a default veteran, you want new players in the game. We want the game to make money. Okay. Then Dare to Defy 4 coming out. Like, everything they're throwing out is just like a one banger after another. I'm a huge fan of Dare to Defy 4. Very excited for this. There is a Dare to Defy quest that they do not reveal in this. So apparently it's going to apply to the first character that'll be in the next community stream, right? So, and then we get the new Dare to Defy 4 wing, which is really, really awesome if you are able to beat it all. So I'm excited for that. And then finally, they get to the first actual like real banner characters, and this is still on June 28th. So this is also dropping tomorrow, dude. Like, all of this is dropping tomorrow. It's actually kind of crazy. So in addition to the Aerith Penelo banner, we are getting the Yuffie Yuri banner. Now, this is what we expected if they were kind of doing business as usual, but what you're going to find out, they are definitely not doing business as usual when it comes to these banners. It's crazy, guys. I cannot stress enough how, like, it is kind of exciting. They did not go business as usual, but they started like it, right? So this is the 6 Warrior Quest Area 6. This is the first thing we were expecting. So yeah, Yuffie and Yuri coming out. 6-man quest, first multi's free. These are both going to be FRBT Echo characters, which is very awesome. Then our retweet campaign, so retweet the Yuffie videos to get some rewards. We'll definitely try to do that. Okay, this is the first thing that was like, what the heck is going on? So, on July 3rd, we are getting Lightning and Beatrix FRBT Echo. Okay, so like these guys are coming ridiculously early, and this does explain why they changed up some of the previous campaigns, because Beatrix was supposed to be on a campaign with Celis, and they ended up changing that banner and they took Beatrix off. And I do believe I remember during that like saying like, I'm kind of suspicious, maybe it means they're doing something with Beatrix early, and sure enough, here she is. She's coming really, really early. Now, to give you guys perspective as to how early this is, according to the normal timeline, these guys were not supposed to drop till end of September. The end of September. So what? July, August. Literally, this is like a 3-month time skip. 3 months early. So what that's going to tell you right now is this is going to probably be a good banner to pull on, because these units are coming out 3 months ahead of time. So they're going to be like a little bit power crept, right? Like they're going to power creep. It's kind of crazy. So we'll do a full poll planning video, and I'm going to tell you this right now. My poll planning video is going to be extremely difficult because of all of the mix-ups they're throwing in here. So yes, we are getting Lightning's intersecting will ridiculously early, right? And we're getting a new weapon class. We're getting a new force time sticker, which I saw people were pretty excited about in the chat, right? And then a token challenge. Whew, crazy. All right, so anyways, this is July 3rd. I mean, that is crazy early. All right, then what we've got here is we've got Brask and Ace. Now, a lot of people in the chat were getting kind of upset because they skipped over Oron. And Oron was not mentioned in the live stream at all. Now, Joshua did say, so when he brought up that lightning slide, what he says is moving forward, they are going to be mixing up the banners, basically, moving things ahead, moving things around. And I think this is how they are addressing kind of the fact that we're so far ahead. It's going to allow them to pull other banners forward as they see fit, and kind of fill gaps, but then still for the most part stay on the normal timeline. And so this is a part of me that's almost wondering, like, yeah, they're kind of just wanting to be ahead right now, and then they're just going to freely kind of just pull banners up when they want to. So it kind of means anything goes, because they literally just pulled a banner 3 months in advance. So moving forward, it's going to be a lot harder to predict. And I remember somebody during the live stream was making comments like, how am I supposed to plan if you guys are doing stuff like this? And in my head, I'm thinking, that's the point. They know that there are content creators spreading this information. They know people do poll planning videos, right? They know that for years we have been planning and hoarding our resources for specific characters. So this is a technique to mix things up so that we can't predict. So while it's kind of bad for us, it's actually good for them. And overall, it's better for the game, because it's going to get people to spend more if they can't accurately predict what's coming, right? So as much as I hate to say it, I think this is a good change for the game's health overall, but it is bad for us, the player base, because it is going to be harder to predict, right? So anyways, we've got Braska and Ace coming here. World of Illusions Ifrit, this was exactly as planned, kind of in the slot that we were expecting, right? So that's what's coming there. Then they did a few of these slides where it's just whenever a game's anniversary comes up, you can get a status badge for that game. So FF9 is going to be coming out there. Okay, now this one is another slide that just has me wondering what the hell is going on. So on July 12th, another Intersecting Wills. So not only are they pulling Lightning up ridiculously early, now they're just throwing in an Intersecting Wills, and they're just throwing question marks in our face. Like they're telling us, we're just not going to tell you the character. Now, before you all get too excited, this definitely won't be a global first. There's no way they would do like Clive or a global first and not like make the community stream about it. It's like way too hype, right? So this is going to be another time travel. So I'm going to look, I have the timeline here on my phone, right? So if we're looking at it, like what would the next Intersecting Wills be? So I'm just checking here really quick, because we got Lightning like ridiculously early, right? We just got Shantado's Intersecting Will. So if I look ahead here, what is the next Intersecting Will that we would have had, right? So I'm looking, Lightning, end of September. The next Intersecting Will that came after this would actually be Sephiroth, potentially. So if you held a gun to my head and said, Joe, what is this going to be? I guess I would say Sephiroth, which is kind of crazy. And I know there's some people that have been commenting in some of my videos like, dude, when's Sephiroth coming out? Could actually be July 12th, which is insanely early, because Sephiroth isn't due till mid-October. But with how early they're bringing Lightning and Beatrix, I guess it could be Sephiroth, right? So that would be another really, really insanely early drop. Now, this, I guess, I suppose, could be a global first Echo. It could, but I don't know that they would do something that hype and not, like, make the community stream about it. But here's the thing. They have done something like this before. I guess what I would equate it to is Vincent's global first LD. Because this was during the year 3 anniversary, right? And Balthier was, like, the focus. He was the anniversary character. But a couple weeks in the anniversary, they did drop like a teaser, like a mystery kind of a cryptic, very cryptic teaser, and people were kind of like, oh yeah, I think that's Vincent, whatever. And then sure enough, it was Vincent that came out as a global first. So I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility that this could be a global first Echo, because I guess that would equate to like the Vincent thing, right? So possible, but I'm going to take the more pessimistic route here and just say it's probably going to be like a really early Intersecting Will, and I'm going to guess Sephiroth here. Kind of crazy, though. Really crazy. They're just throwing curveballs at us with like every single slide. Okay, then here's another curveball. 6 Warrior Quest Area 7, July 18th. They're giving us 2 6 Warrior Quests in 1 month, and this one, they didn't tell us who the character are. It just says features new and returning BTs and FRs. Now this one, I think it's very easy to put a logical guess, because we can just look. 6 Warrior Quest Area 7 was a thing in JP. We can just look at the characters. So I'm going to look here. Area 7 Once again, this would have been the banner before Lightning and Beatrix, and since they're bringing Lightning and Beatrix up, to me this makes sense that this would be Sid Reigns and Quistis. So that's going to be my guess, and I actually feel pretty good about that this would be Reigns. So this would be Quistis FRBT, and then a Reigns return, and I think Reigns, if he doesn't already have Echo, would be getting it here as well. So yeah, Sid, Reigns, and Quistis is what I'm expecting here. Once again, though, the way they're going all crazy with everything, who knows, right? So anyways, with that, we got 2 more slides. Just some more status badges here. And we're good. And then the last slide, dude, bam, Astos. Okay, because here's the thing. As they started going through this community stream, I know I've had a lot of people hype for Astos. And what I said is if they stay ahead, the earliest I could see him was end of July. Now, as I was going through the community stream, they're bringing all this stuff forward, like Lightning, this question mark intersecting wills. I'm like, oh, they're probably going to leave Astos now at the end of August. There's no way they're going to bring him up. And sure enough, they did. They broke my expectations in so many ways, because even if Astos was in this slot, like end of July, I thought they were going to wait to announce him on the next community stream, but they announced him here. But this was a time slot I did expect him. So Astos coming end of July is really, really hype. And this is incredibly early because Astos was originally end of August. So we are getting Astos literally a full month early. We're getting Lightning and Beatrix 3 freaking months early. I don't even know what to say. Now, here's the thing. As hype as all this is, there's a lot of skips here now. So we have Oron that was skipped. And if we look at all the characters that were skipped, you know, in front of Beatrix and Lightning, there's there's a Dorgan Bart's banner, there's a Setzer Kane banner that would have come out. All that would have come out before Astos that they skipped, right? And then there's other campaign banners. What I think they're doing is they're just going to load in a ton of stuff. And Joshua specifically made the comment that if there's a character you're expecting that isn't announced, it doesn't mean they're not coming. They may just be teased or something like that. So, for example, Oron normally was in a Crevasse event. So they might just want to shadow drop the Crevasse and make it a surprise. And we'll have to look, like, I guess something I didn't pay attention to was the timing, right? So, like, are there any of these that there's big gaps in between? But I think Oron is still going to slide in, because I think Joshua made that comment specifically for Oron to say that, like, even though they're bringing some characters forward, there might be some characters not talked about that could still be dropping. So I'm going to say I'm going to have the hopium for Oron. I think Oron is still coming this month. But in terms of like Dorgan, Bart, Sets, or whatever, I mean, they might just come out after Astos here and be like for next month. Oron was the really big omission, and because Joshua made a specific comment about that, I think Oron is coming, so do not fret on that. Now let's just look at some of the timing here. Oh yeah, right here. So this is already July 18th for a character to the 24th. That's 6 days. So what have they been doing with these 6 days? They've been slapping in campaign banners. So some campaigns, there's like a Sarah banner, there's a Warrior of Light banner they could bring. There's, what is there? There's potentially Squall. What is it? Zach. So I'm seeing a lot of campaign banners. So there definitely could be a campaign slid in there, right? Now, I don't think they would slide in Oron in between, right? Now, could this be Oron? Maybe. The thing is, though, Oron was on a Crevasse event, right? So if they threw Oron in here, they would have to like make up an intersecting wills for him, which would be new content. So I don't think they would do that. I really think this is just going to be Sephiroth, to be honest, because he already has an intersecting wills. They have all the code for it, right? So here was July 7th, and then when was the next one? To the 12th. That's 5 days. Okay. I mean, you know, anywhere between 4 to 6 days is a pretty normal, right? Now this here is a pretty quick turnover, right? So there's definitely nothing in between here. Beatrix and Lightning 3 to July 7th is only like a 4-day swing. So there definitely won't be anything there. And then June 28th to July 3rd, that's a 5-day swing. So yeah, everything here, the timing's all pretty standard, but it sounds like, and we're going to have so many banners. It's insane. Because don't forget, we're going to have all of these like going on. It's kind of crazy, guys. So I'm a little overwhelmed, to say the least. My plan is I do want to do a more detailed Crystal video, but I'm going to wait till it actually drops. Let me know what you think of this community stream. But man, there was so much here. It's kind of crazy, and it really does make things hard to predict moving forward, because now they're just showing us they're not afraid to go 1 to 3 months ahead and just pull stuff up. So, anyways, let me know if you guys are hyped for anything here. Let me know what your plans are. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.